Okay, and okay, maybe before Peter sets up,
Hello.
okay, maybe Tony, you can say hi. Tony, maybe you can say something and then you intro Peter and then we can start.
Hello, thanks so much, Nancy. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you are. Maybe
Thank you.
ongeze sauti kidogo.
Oh, let me check my mic. So I hope everyone can hear me. My name is Tony Gitrap, and we coordinate the campus sessions together with Nancy, and today we'll be covering malware analysis. So I hope you guys will gain the best from it. And any questions, I think you can ask our guy Peter for today. So maybe Peter can start the session.
Okay, Peter, you can start. I don't know if you're having technical issues. I hope not. Okay, I think maybe before he sets up, I don't know, maybe you can maybe tell us for a chat any expectation you have for this session. Basically, when you hear malware analysis, because I know when people hear malware, their mentality goes to a virus, all those things. So when you're talking about malware analysis, anyone maybe have like a vague idea what this session will be about? Just a vague idea, because actually malware analysis, it's actually an area in cybersecurity that you can pursue and like really pursue. And we have malware analysts who have like specialized, because okay, I believe maybe if you're on this call, maybe some of us here are already working in a cybersecurity role, but if maybe you're still new in the field, there are so many areas to pursue in cybersecurity. So malware analysis is very integral. It's a very, okay, let me admit someone. It's a very important field in cybersecurity, because basically being a cybersecurity professional, it's your responsibility in an organization, in a team, to actually mitigate these threats and be able to stop these threats before the worst happens. So yeah, I think for if you are in cybersecurity, and I can assure you, I'd say that 100% security assurance is an illusion. So I'm hoping that's what we're going to be looking at today. So I don't know, Peter, if you're set up, and then maybe you can proceed. So anyway, okay, just a minute. Okay, Peter, I don't know if you are set. Maybe you can start, please. Hi guys. Okay, sorry for the hold up. I think Peter was having a bit of a technical issue, but it's getting sorted out in a few. Actually, I think he's okay now. So, just a minute. No, Peter, we can't see your screen. It's black. I don't know if kindly if you can see his screen. Just mention kwa the chat if you can see anything, because I can't see anything from my end.
Nancy, this is the issue we faced last week. Apparently, they were using some browser that blocks screen sharing.
Sorry?
This is the same issue that took place last week. Apparently, there's a browser that the person was using that was blocking the screen sharing option. So it just displays colors instead of whatever the person is trying to show us.
Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Tony, maybe you would take over the session for.
Hello, okay, Nancy. Okay, guys, so maybe as Peter sorts the issue, okay, we can just talk generally about cybersecurity. So for beginners in cybersecurity, I know we are like diverse here. There are experts and also beginners. Peter, the screen is still not visible. Hello, Peter. I think either your operating system or the browser is trying to block the screen sharing because all you are seeing are some colors. I think maybe there's something blocking that picture.
Okay, so I think it's because of, I don't know, Parrot. The
Oh,
OS has, I'm
he's on.
saying,
Yeah.
I think it's the operating system has, there's a way I may configure that the browser,
Oh,
so it can't screen share, but I think he's sorting that out in
okay.
a few.
I think as Peter is sorting that issue, we can just have like an interesting talk on cybersecurity and ethical hacking as a whole. So personally, I always take you can take cybersecurity from like you can view it from like five, let me say like five sections. We always have the offensive security, and this one is is where I think everybody starts. Like you want to go to YouTube and learn how to hack, how to use certain tools. Then we have digital forensics. Yeah, is where you get something like endpoint detection response, computer hacking forensics investigations, the CHFI certifications, CSAT, computer security incident response team. Yeah, mostly under digital forensics. Then we also have management security. So under here is where you get the ISOs, ISO 27001, ISO 27005, CISP, and also CISO, CISM. So yeah, and the other one is I think it's cloud security, where you handle like AWS security, and you can also do the CCSP, Certified Cloud Security Professional, and CCSK. Yeah. So I think for us, mostly, I think where I think everybody lies is mostly under offensive security. Like we start there and we get stuck there. Like not a good like percentage that proceeds to the other sections, but it's a good start for a beginner. And the goodness with cybersecurity, you can just start without like attending a college or any institution to get this, the certification first. There are so many courses online. You can get them from actually even YouTube. There are ethical hacking courses on YouTube. You can also go to other, I think Udemy, they have the free courses. And another one I found interesting was O'Reilly. It's a I've not like explored it so much, but maybe there are people who have in the channel right now. But I found I found it interesting because there was like a paid course on Udemy, but I found it there for free. And we also have Pluralsight. It's also a good site for security videos. And which other did
Good. Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
There's been a small problem with my machine, and I was working on it. So today we are going to go through the malware analysis, and we're going to go through the malware analysis. Then mostly we are going to focus on the Windows malwares. And the first thing we are going to know is, so what is a malware? So I take an example. So we are going to take a case study or an example of what is a malware. So suppose you have, so for most of us in this group, we are in IT. So if a friend of yours brings you a laptop and tells you that the files has been encrypted and they are being asked to pay a certain amount. So in that case, the files being encrypted, that is a malware that has encrypted the files. So in that malware, we call it the ransomware malware. I'm still working on my machine so as I can share the screen. And most of the content I had prepared on the screen. So just a small problem which I'm still working on it. So in the meantime, Nancy, I had shared with you the screens. Can you share the screen?
Yeah, sure. You can just send them to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I had the ones that I had shared earlier with you.
Okay, just a minute.
Okay.
But you can proceed as I share.
All right. Okay. So when you're analyzing the malwares, we mostly focus on specific parts. Since we cannot understand everything in the malware, and the malware needs to be analyzed within the shortest time, so as we can rescue the institution or the person who have been attacked. So in most cases, we first of all do the static analysis of the malware. In the static analysis of the malware, this is where we are going to check the strings, the hard-coded strings which may be present in the malware. So sometimes you realize that the malware developers, sometimes they may leave some strings which can be visible. Or if the malware is or sometimes you may realize the malware is asking for a specific amount of money that will be paid to the person who has been attacked. So those details, most of them, you can get them in the strings. You can also check from the script. You can also check from the strings. There may be some locations which have been set to be attacked by the malware. Maybe the malware is attacking a certain file type. So by checking on the strings, some malware you can see. So by checking on the strings, some malware can be seen to where they are targeting. Then from that, we can see, we can also check the section headers. Some malwares, they are packed. And if a malware is packed, you cannot see the section headers. The section headers are not legible. And if the malware is not packed, we can view the section headers. So I'll be sharing the screen. You'll see the section headers and you'll see the section headers and their purpose. And we also do a practical bit of them and understand them better. And we are going to use tools, and most of the tools that we are going to use, they are open source. So like we are going to use the PE bear. Just a minute. So as I was saying, we are going to use open source tools. We can also use some online tools, so where we can check for a virus the severity of the virus. We can use a website that we call the virus total. The virus total is whereby you post your virus, and then you check the ratings of that malware. If you may be able to see some DLLs. So some of those DLLs which are being used by the malware during the, just a minute, I think my machine now is okay. Just a minute. So the problem has been resolved. Now I'm about to share my screen. I'm share my screen in a minute. I'm almost there. Hello. Hello. Can you allow me to share my screen, Nancy?
Okay, just a minute. I thought you were a co-host. You have another Peter, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Can you see my screen now?
Not yet. Now we can see your screen.
Okay. So which part can you see? Which part can you see?
We can see a PowerPoint.
Okay. So I think I've done the introduction to malware.
Okay, you have to mute one machine to get rid of the echo, kindly. Now, don't worry, guys. This sort of things happen, especially if you're used to computers. Such things happen. Technicalities happen every other time. So yeah, I think you can proceed, Peter.
For something that has been hard coded. So inside the malware. Then we are also going to check
Can anybody hear Peter, or it's my side only?
Well, I think I lost audio as well. Okay, Peter, I think you still have your screen shared. Maybe you can just unmute from that because I don't know why. You can just unmute from your end. We can't hear you.
am I audible? Hello everyone.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, can you see?
Nancy, can you hear anything?
Peter, I think we lost you. The audio, but the screen is still visible.
I think he's still on mute. Peter, kindly unmute yourself because you can only see the slides shift, but yeah, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can hear you, but you're breaking a bit, but we can hear you.
I'm now monitoring my screen to know where the problem is coming from, since I'm not aware why I'm getting muted. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you right now.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Hello?
you. Yes, we can hear you.
Can anyone hear me? I was talking about the jobs that you can do. Okay. I was talking about the jobs that one can do when one is a malware analyst. So I was, you can work as a malware analyst, since the job of a malware analyst is to analyze the malware and then getting a way that we can defeat the malware. Then you have the incident response. The incident response, it is where you are able to tell us and to be able to analyze the way the malware got into a system, and then you can help an organization to retrieve itself from that state. Then you have the digital forensics. A digital forensic officer is a person who is able to go to an organization after an attack has been carried out and is able to help in telling the organization maybe how the attack was performed, the details of the attack, maybe the files that has been stolen, the encrypted files, and how it can be undone. Then, so we begin on static analysis. So the first thing that we are going to do when we get a malware is to obtain the hash of the malware. So as we can be able to share with the other malware analysts and help us during the analysis. For instance, if the malware is being analyzed by a team, so we will need to understand the whole malware as a team. And for most malwares, they use the hashes like the message digest 5 and secure hash algorithm 1. So and we can so we have some demo here. Are you able to see my there on the folder?
No, we're still stuck to the slides. You can only see the slides.
So have okay. Okay. So let me do the demonstration later. First of all, we go to the theory part. So hashes help us in sharing the hashes with other malware analysts and sharing the hash with other analysts for analysis. Then also when you're performing the static analysis, we can be able to get some information like the strings. Some developers who develop malwares, they do some hard-coded strings. So you can get like the amount of money that is being needed for that malware to be unlocked. Some functions, maybe the process that the malware is using to encrypt the files. Then you have the headers. So the headers, so for the headers, these are the section headers and some important headers that are used. So which are used during the execution. And we are going to see them using a diagram here below. So this is an example of a PE structure. So here we have the headers. So the headers contain the information of the malware. the hashes. Then we have the sections. The sections contain the actual code, the resources, like we have the icons, and we have some other content that is present inside the sections. Then let's see some of the things that are contained there. So let's first of all do the demonstration, then we can do the other part. I'm going to demonstrate I created a payload using Metasploit. So we are going to analyze that payload. The first thing we are going to check is the file type. So as we can see here, the file type, we only been given some basic information, like it is a P32. Yes?
Your screen is not visible.
Okay.
Yeah.
As I was saying, we are going to use fire to check the file type of our payload. And as we can see here, the payload is a 32-bit executable, and so that's what we have been given. Then we check for strings. So in the strings, we can see some DLL which have been used, like this DLL, ntdll.dll. So some of these DLLs are very important, since are the ones that we will check that are going to tell us the type of malware that we have. The malware is to use the network or it does not use the network. So then we have also some information, and some information we can use it. Like here we have the get security info.
Hi, Peter. Sorry for the interruption.
Can you see my screen?
No, your screen is blank. You can actually see nothing. So I don't know. Maybe you stop sharing and reshare, because we can't see anything from this end.
Hello?
I'm
Can
saying we
you
can't
see my
see. No, we can't see anything from this end.
Is my screen?
We can't see.
Hello?
Yes?
Can you see my screen?
No, we can't. You cannot see your screen, Peter. You can't see your screen.
Can you see my screen?
No. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe, okay, I'm guessing maybe your bandwidth is a bit low. So I don't know if you just proceed with the slides, and maybe you can try doing the demo later on, kindly.
I think I'm having some network problem. That's why my screen keeps on disappearing and reappearing.
Okay, let's do this. Tony has your slides. So Tony, maybe you
Okay.
can share his slides.
Okay.
Just do the slides. Maybe later
Yeah.
when you can try doing the demo.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that we proceed.
Is my screen visible now? The slides and the screen's visible.
We cannot. No, we can't see your screen. We can't see your screen. Tony?
Oh.
Okay.
The most part of the presentation was on the demonstration. So I think I was about to, okay.
Okay, maybe if maybe your session was more technical, you can
Yeah.
try as Tony, maybe you can be explaining from the slides. And in case of anything, I'm happy to help, or Tony is happy to help. So yeah, we just have to improvise as you try maybe sorting out the issue that you have from your end.
Yeah. I think I was almost completing on the slides. Okay. Can you take me to the slide number 8, Tony? On the on the slide number seven. So when you're analyzing the malwares, so these are the some of the DLLs that you are going to see being viewed during the analysis. So if you have a malware and then you view it using the virus total, so that the DLLs that total uses take your payload is a malware. So here we have the kernel 32 DLL. This is a DLL that is used to manipulate the memory files and the hardware. Then you have so for this kernel 32 DLL, it is mostly used for most malwares. For example, if a malware is for doing the stack overflow, it will use this kernel 32 DLL. Then we have the second DLL. So this DLL provides the advanced visitor components like service manager. Service manager. So for the service manager, it is very important in Windows since everything is managed by services, including the updates. For all the activities in Windows, they are performed by service manager. Then you have the user 32.dll. So this DLL is used mostly on the visual components in Windows. Then we have the GDI 32 DLL. It contains the displaying and manipulating of graphics. Then we have the anti-DLL. So this DLL executable. Generally, do not import this DLL directly, although it is imported directly. For the case you are having a malware that has the it's given we have seen it manipulating the memory and the hardware. Then we have W32 DLL and the WS32 DLL. So these are the networking DLL that is used for creating the reverse shell in the machine in case it has attacked the machine. Then we have the WinDLL, WinNet.dll. This DLL contains a FTP, HTTP, and NP. So this DLL, it is mostly used by the ransomware and the reverse shell payloads. Then for most of the DLLs, you can check the functionality from this website, Microsoft Development, from the Microsoft Development Network. So let me check if I can share my screen. We can see the virus total when it is analyzing the malware. I think I'm still having some problems in my network. So I'm going to upload the reverse shell payload, which I created earlier, and then we see it from the virus total. As you can see, most of their deviants are analyzing this payload and they are getting it suspicious. So as you can see here, most of them have identified it. So this is one of the ways that we can use to check the static analysis of a malware. Let's see some of this. So the details of the malware. So here we are given the MD5 hash of the malware. We are also given the secure hash algorithm of the malware. And we can also see, let's see if we can get some DLLs which have been used by the malware. Yeah, we can see them here. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, you can see the screen.
Okay, so we can see here some of the DLLs which has been used by this reverse shell. So which create a reverse shell. So we have the ad. We can Google it and see what it does. Since we are doing the static analysis, let's see. You can see here it's a dynamic link library file associated with API services. We know what is the work of the API services in a Windows machine. So we have talked about the candidate 2 DLL, then we have talked about this networking DLL and also this DLLs. So the both of these ones, they are networking DLLs. So these are the links that we get when we are using the virus total. Then we can also see the sections. If you can see the section from payload, it tells us the payload has not been packed. Because if the malware has been packed, we cannot view the sections. We have the .text section. So for this section, so this is where the actual code of the malware has been kept. Then you have the other data. So in this section, this is where we have the import and the export data. Then you have data. So this is where we also have some additional information about the malware. Then we have resources. So this is where we have the icons and the other information about the malware, which can be visible. So let's also check on the behavior. On the behavior here, we are given what the malware does. I had created this payload to reverse shell to this IP address and to this port. So we are also given here. So if you have the IP address of a malware and where it is reversing the shell, you can contact the service provider and they can tell us where the location of that person is in case the malware has been created locally. Then we can also see the location of the malware. This is the location of the malware and the target of the malware. So these are all the information which we are given. I had created this malware using a Metasploit. That's why we have been given the details of Metasploit here, from where the period had been created. So since I'm having some problems with sharing my screen, I can allow for some questions.
If there are any questions, please feel free to write them in the chat or raise your hand and I'll unmute you.
Yeah, you can share them in. I'll be able to see them.
Okay, maybe I would ask a question that I see most people ask me.
Okay.
Is malware analysis the same as reverse engineering? And if they're different, so what's the difference between the two?
So malware analysis and reverse engineering, in most cases, it appears to be one thing, also related to binary analysis. When I was preparing for this session, I also had a problem with differentiating them. Since most of them, the task being performed is almost the same. But for the reverse engineering, it is not necessary you'll be analyzing a malware. You can reverse engineer an application to see how it performs a particular task. You can also reverse engineer maybe an Android device, and maybe you want to order some few things. And by doing that, there's no presence of a malware in that way. Have I been understood? Yeah, so we have modern trends in malware analysis. So some malware analysis, so in the current state, they are targeting the memory. So if a malware targets a memory, it cannot be detected by an antivirus. So it is not easy to detect a malware inside the system. We also have another modern trend in the malware analysis. We have some tools which are being used to bypass the antivirus inside the system when you're creating a malware. When you're using a machine like Linux, there are some tools like Shelter. A Shelter is a tool that is used to bypass an antivirus when you are creating a malware. You can attach your malware to a particular software that is being trusted. Maybe you can attach your malware to WinLAN or maybe to another software that has been tested by the user. And the antivirus will not be able to detect the presence of that malware. Have I been understood?
Okay, so I think I would ask another question. So for someone who's maybe
Okay.
for that person who doesn't know what exactly to do in cybersecurity and they decide they want to do malware analysis, like from a total beginner. So what would be your advice to like get them started, get and explore the field? So what are some of the pointers you'd give such a beginner?
Okay, in malware analysis, we have books which have been, I have some books which I can share. They contain most of the information that one needs to begin in malware analysis. We have the malware analysis by, then I have some, I think 3 books here, which can get someone started. So we have practical binary analysis, build your own Linux tools and binary instrumentation. Then we have CTFs, whereby someone can be practicing their skills on the CTF. And then we have, you can also use the cyber talent. For cyber talent, they have a page whereby you can learn most of the things about malware analysis. Yeah, I've got it. Let me show on the chat. I'm trying to check on the author of the book. Yeah, I've gotten it. The book is Practical Malware Analysis by Michael Polsky. It's a good book, and you can get most of the apps they are available from there. And you can also get some tools. Also, some tools are there. Then we have another book, Practical Binary Analysis. So I think those are the few things that I can share when you want to get started. So I can. Any question that I have not answered? Oh, I can see another question here. Which malwares do I decide? Which malwares do you decide to analyze? So the malwares that you decide to analyze, it depends on your need. If it's your machine which has been attacked, you can use that to analyze your malware. You can analyze that malware. So right now we have a ransomware that has been attacking most of the corporations. You can also take that malware and you can start analyzing it and you learn from that experience. Any other question?
Okay, I don't know if there are any other questions. If you have a question, well, okay, can malware analysis be automated?
This one I'm not sure. Since I'm also in the process of running, I've not come across an automated malware analysis. But if you have someone in the group who has come across it, they can share with us. But I think most of the malware analysis is a cat and rat game. So most of the time is searching and searching and searching and understanding the functions inside the malwares. Any other question? Do you have another question from there?
I don't think so. And
Yeah.
if there are any more, is there anywhere they can contact you?
Yeah, you can reach me from Twitter.
Okay, can
This
you
is
share your
my Twitter
Twitter name
handle.
in the chat, please? Thank you. Nancy, would you like to close us up?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so thank you, Peter, for the session, and thank you everyone who has maybe stayed through. And sorry for the technical issues. These machines, they have a way of, so anyway, I'm happy that at least, okay, let me see if that was a question. Yes, I actually wanted to add that. It's from what someone had asked about if malware analysis can be automated. Yes, it can. There are automated malware analysis tools, such as some of the analysis sandboxes. And I think someone, Desta, has mentioned sandboxing technologies are used to analyze zero-day malwares and evasive threats based on behavior of malware. So thank you for that, Desta. And it's true, it can be automated. And there's a sandbox, it's called, well, I think I'll just type it in the chat box. I don't know how to pronounce this one. Something like that, if I'm not wrong. It's a sandbox that is used in automating the entire malware analysis process. And about someone, okay, I think I had asked that question. If you're a beginner, if you're in this session and would love to pursue malware analysis, maybe I'll give you pointers on some of the things. Okay, maybe I'll give you pointers on some of the things you can look at. For one, I would suggest you have skills, or you can learn as you proceed at the assembly languages. That's basically a basic C and C++, very important. And also it's important for you to learn encryption techniques, because for example, if I'm an attacker, if I sit down and come up with a malware, I sit down and create a malware, and for this malware I'll have to make it encrypted so that it's not detected, right? So learning some of these encryption techniques helps you. Also understanding the OS internals, whether you're using I don't know the operating system that you decide to use, but mostly like Windows internals, like understanding things like the APIs, the kernel. I think he had mentioned that. And yes, maybe that's some of the pointers I would give if you want to get started in malware analysis. So thank you, everyone. Once again, Tony, if you have something to say, then maybe you just close off the meeting. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Nancy. I think from my side, I don't have so much to add. Thanks so much, Peter, for the presentation, despite the technical features. It was awesome. And thanks so much, guys, for attending and holding up now. So I think that's all from my side. And I'll share the Telegram link in the various WhatsApp groups. And this session was recorded. You can find it on the She Hacks YouTube channel. So thanks so much. Have a good night.
And please subscribe to our YouTube channel so to be notified anytime we go live. And thank you once again, and good night, everyone. Yeah, good night. Bye.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Thanks and good night, Peter, and everyone else. Thank you again for guest speaking for us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone, for attending.